So you know you have already made a difference. When we started today, the word was, here's what was going to happen this week. We were going to have a vote on the rule at 1:30 today that would bring the bill before the House on 9/11 that would allow the House to say we disapprove of the Iranian deal, which is a treaty, and then we'd wait for the Senate, and the Senate would cast their votes, and they would not get 2/3, and then Republicans would be able to turn to the public and say, hey, we tried so hard, but we couldn't get the 2/3 in the Senate, so the Iran deal goes through. Gee, we tried. Well, guess what? You figured out the sham. You understood that if that happened in that scenario, then Obama would release the money. He would go forth as if the treaty had been ratified, and this would be an agreement that would be enforceable against the United States. And then when Israel, y'all remember Israel, right? You remember in Israel, when they there in Israel have said never again, they've meant it. Here in America, not always the case. In Israel, they would have to defend themselves. Even if it meant annihilation of Israel, which it wouldn't, God would protect them, but even if it did, they would not go down quietly as they did during World War II. They were going to make an attack, they'd have to, on Iran's nuclear buildup. And under the Iran deal, since we would have entered that with Iran through this president, and because the House would have not had the nerve to stop it, then the unthinkable would have happened. What you and I have never dreamed would be possible in our lifetime. We would stand with all the anti-Semites in the world and condemned Israel and been an enemy to Israel. We cannot let that happen. And the good news is the vote that was scheduled at 1:30 to run through the scenario I laid out has been stopped. Congratulations. You are making a difference. Now we have a meeting, a conference of Republicans at 4 o'clock. And it looks like they're willing to change the song because you figured out what's going on. Now, under the Iran deal, sanctions were supposed to lift. But even under the Corker bill, as bad as it was, it did say in there that Congress still had to vote in order for the congressional sanctions against Iran to be lifted. So we're going to cast a vote this week, it looks like. Instead of just saying we tried to stop it, we're going to cast a vote that says you can't lift the sanctions. You're not going to lift the sanctions. Thank you very much, crowd. Yeah. So, don't give up. You're making a difference. We can stop this. Keep the faith. Keep the fight. God bless you. He will as you do. Thank you.